her only choice is to get in her LeBaron and try to make her way to Culver's or wherever she's going. Seem to have lost the presentation. Okay, so this is right across the street from that senior complex and on my route to work. And this is the reason that woman can do nothing but drive. And you can see this path is cleared, but not to the same standard that the streets are. Those are eminently safe. That vehicle with 4 wheels on it can stay upright, no problem, on a surface like this, whereas I on 2 feet or someone on 3 feet cannot. We're back at that same intersection again. You might have noticed this street is tremendously wide, and we're looking at the entire length of the street. That's just residential back there. You can fit 6 Chevy Corsicas on that street, which I'm pretty sure is a sign of the apocalypse. All right, so death and pestilence. Here we have a wrong way rider. This is Cedar Avenue again. And I'm just going to show a little video of kind of some of the issues I have to deal with every day. Oh, maybe not. No. And we're going to get the video going here in just a second, I think. More apocalypse. There we go. Okay. So here, we're going to come back to the video. This was the second strike for me. I was hit on a bicycle going the wrong way because I would have to cross Galaxy here to get back to my destination, which was over here. An unnecessary 2 changes across the road. Didn't want to do it. So the issue here was the woman had stopped here, and I thought she had seen me, but I couldn't see her head because I'm way up on this trail that's at an inappropriate, in my opinion, an inappropriate height. So I couldn't see her head. I thought she had seen me and was yielding to me. But then as I was going through, she went to make her turn, and bam, smacked into her. I was uninjured, and also in the previous one also, if you were wondering. So we're back to transit. As I mentioned, it looks like a good route on a weekday if you're going to Minneapolis or St. Paul. I like to travel. I travel a lot. These are the flights I've taken during the course of the experiment, 2 years. A couple of them are still in the hopper, haven't made them yet. So my main destination for transit is to go to the airport. And you might wonder how I can afford to do or make so many trips like this. Do you remember that number? That's just my commuting number, $4,800 over 2 years adds up to $9,700. Pretty easy to afford if you go out off-peak and try to find the cheap flights. But on a Sunday, because I am traveling so much, the limiting factor is my time off from work, so I try to do it on holidays or on Sundays to take advantage of the time I'm going to have off anyway. But this is what the Sunday and holiday schedule looks like in Apple Valley. Nothing. I've walked more than once the 6 miles or so from Eagan to Apple Valley, once in the rain. That was fun. Then I finally realized that I had to bike to the airport, which actually is quite reasonable to do, but not for most people. So I've been in Apple Valley for pretty close to 2 years. My lease is up at the end of November, so I'm reaching another decision point. Do I want to continue living the way I am in Apple Valley, or do I want to go back to Minneapolis or St. Paul? Another thing I realized was that by not driving to work, I was completely cutting out my intake of bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. that I would get on my way to work. And I can't entirely credit the active living lifestyle, but over the courses of the almost 2 years, I've dropped 40 pounds. It's a real benefit. But this is my estimated happiness over the course of the experiment. I was doing okay here, pretty excited about it. Hey, this isn't so bad. I have things to do, places to go, and I realized there's no one here. European trip, still no one. God, this is boring. And since I reached my quota of 410 days that I put in the program that I said I was going to do, I kind of gave up here when I realized I was going to make it, and my happiness shot up. But this is to my point that it's not just making it possible. We have to make it something that someone will want to choose to do. And in addition to making it possible for those who have no choice, if we're going to make this work, we need to make them attractive and safe places. Not someone that, I've heard the phrase kamikaze bicyclist or kamikaze pedestrian. That's me. We need to make it something that meets the 880 rule. So 89 days to go until decision time. What am I going to do? Well, I'm sorry, Mayor Mary, but you're losing me to Minneapolis or St. Paul, where the infrastructure is in place, where the attitude is in place. And I know the city's making great strides in this, but I'm making this decision now, not in 20 years. So I'm going back to Minneapolis or St. Paul. Cobblestone? Oh, sorry. I can talk with you about that. That's all I have. And now I'm going to introduce Chris Baelish, who is going to talk about his experiences not driving.